Hello, this is Joe from Nerd in Korea. Again, we are continuing our MTG keyword. In the last video, I covered Spree versus Escalate. Now we're going to talk about the top 5 Spree budget cards here, and yeah. Please hit like and subscribe, or your glasses are going to do that thing where they slide off the counter and just break. Yeah. And people think it's ghost, it's actually just a bit of moisture. Yeah. Number 5. So we got Getaway Glamour for 1 white. Again, it's not really 1 white because this is Spree, right? So it's the 1 white and +1 or +2 or both. Okay, so for +1, exile target non-token creature, return to the battlefield under someone's control at the beginning of the next end step. So it's a flicker, which can be very good. And for +2, destroy target creature if no other creature has greater power. So this is a really interesting effect where like you're going to be able to flicker your own thing and blow up whatever is the biggest threat at the table. You're just going to destroy it. So yeah, interesting combination of effects there. I think it's worth it. Casting it for 4. There are 2 maybe kind of odd effects, but they'll definitely like, there's going to be a lot of situations that are quite useful for that. Anyway, 18 cents. Number 4. Okay. Requisition Raid. This is another white here. This has 3 options. So there's 1 white and +1/+1/+1 for each one. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment are the first 2. So removal. This is great removal. Or great targeted removal, I should say. So yeah, for 3 mana you can blow up 2 different things. That's pretty good. That's actually, I think 2 mana for 1 is pretty standard, so if you go under that, you're getting a pretty good value. The downside is that it does have to be 1 enchantment and 1 artifact. If it was the ore, it might be a little better. And for 1 more, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature target player controls. Probably yourself, right? This target player is probably going to be yourself. You can just, your whole board gets a +1/+1 counter. Like, for 1 extra mana and 4 mana, you're getting removal, +1/+1 counters on everything. Yay. Anyway, 39 cents. Number 3. Okay, Lively Dirge. This is actually getting, for these, it's actually getting up there, but anyway. 1 and a black, so the casting cost is a little higher as well. But yeah, for +1 and the other options +2. So still, if you did this whole thing, it'd be 5. Not terrible, not bad. But anyway, search your library for a card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. There's so many decks where this is just a tutor, right? So that can be very useful on its own, but it gets much better. The +2, return up to 2 target creature cards with total mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's nuts. That's very easily 2 creatures, like CMC, 4 CMC or lower combined. Most of your creatures are going to be like 2 and 3, right? So probably you're going to get at least 1 or maybe 2. And if you got like some 0 cost creatures or something, you can always get that second creature in there. So yeah, just a really great effect. And for 5, basically getting a tutor for a creature and then being able to throw that creature straight into the battlefield and have recursion, like, that's crazy. That's crazy. 69 cents. Number 2, One Last Job. Just that one last job, guys. Then I'm out, I swear. And then I'm done. 2 and a white. So for we got 2/1/1 on this one. Again, the additional cost is 2/1/1. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So for 5, that's a lot. For recursion, if you're only doing 1, that's not a great value, frankly, but we're not going to do just 1. We're going to return target mount or vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield for 1 extra. Okay, now we're talking, we're up to 6 mana, only 1 colored mana, but we're getting 2 things out of our graveyard for 6. That's better, but, and again, one has to be like a vehicle or a mount. Not that hard to find. And for one more, return target aura or equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield, attached to a creature you control. So not only does it pull it out of the graveyard, if it's an equipment, it throws it straight onto the creature. It doesn't care what the casting cost of it is or anything, especially for auras. If you have an aura deck and you have white, I would get this, because like making sure you have your creature and you have that aura that you need is a big thing. Those auras get knocked to the graveyard pretty frequently, right? So even though it is not cheap, it would be 6 just for that, not counting a vehicle or a mount. 6 mana can end up being very worth it. Again, this doesn't care about the casting cost of what you're pulling out. So getting a creature and an aura that are, more than 6 mana, I think is very doable. 22 cents only. Number 1, Shifting Grift for 2 blue, right? The base cost is 2 blue, and we've got 2/1/1 again. This is getting pretty niche. Honestly, this is one of the more niche ones, but it's so good, I still put it number 1. So for +2, exchange control of 2 target creatures. So you get to exchange control of 2 target creatures. This doesn't even say that you have to own one of them. You probably want to, especially if you got your token 1/1 and someone's like commander. There you go. And probably turn their deck off. The sneaky good thing about this is that it does not say until end of turn or until something leaves the battlefield or something. It just says you control this. So until it goes to the graveyard and they pull it back out, pretty much it's yours. That's huge. And then for 1 extra, you can do the same thing with artifacts. Steal that fancy mana rock, or trade, if you've got food or a clue or something like that, you can trade the clue for whatever their best one is. It's nuts. And finally, for +1, exchange control of 2 target enchantments. That's one where it's mean. You can get token enchantments as well, right? So that is very possible, but a little more difficult, but still possible. So things that give you token enchantments, I think, can be found. But also, if you're able to just steal someone's enchantment, you can probably find a decent enchantment on the board somewhere. Especially if you're playing multiplayer, you're going to be able to find something to swipe, or just don't do that. Frankly, worst case scenario, just do the other 2 and don't do that. That works. 11 cents only. The list. Okay, Getaway Glamour is 18 cents, Requisition Raid is 39 cents, Lively Dirge is 69 cents, One Last Job is 22 cents. I love the name, I love it. Shifting Grift, 11 cents. Alright, take it easy.